I'm sure that's my fault.
Oh, really?
Sure. Okay.
Could we consider some other options?
That's what I meant.
Keep going. I'm listening.
Oh, really?
I wish I could help. I wish I could help. I wish I could
We're
help.
trying our best.
Yes, of course. Extraordinary thing to say.
Wow, you're totally right.
Oh, yes.
Thanks a lot.
Cool.
Oh, by the way,
You don't mind?
That's terrific.
Perfect.
What do you mean?
My bad.
Oh, really?
I heard
Yes,
what you
I understand
said.
that.
Oh, great.
I wish I could help.
Wow,
So,
you're totally right.
Well, I can see you've been working on that.
I might join you later.
Sounds good.
Take your time.
Well, I know you're busy, but
Huh. I see.
I hope it all works out.
There we are. Good as new.
Maybe we should keep in touch.
That's a bad idea. Just saying.
So, this is our statement. You'll be doing your own, of course. At 5:30 p.m. on the 3rd of November in Cobble Hill Park, following a verbal altercation, Benjamin Relay, 11, armed with a stick, struck our son Harry Novak in the face. This action resulted in, apart from a swelling of the upper lip, the breaking of 2 incisors, including injury to the nerve in the right incisor.
Arm?
Armed? You like armed. What should we say, Michael? Furnished? Equipped? Furnished with a stick. Is that all right?
Furnished, yes.
Furnished with a stick.
Furnished. The irony is, we've always regarded Cobble Hill Park as a haven of security, unlike Woodman Park.
She's right. We've always said Cobble Hill Park, yes. Whitman Park, no.
Absolutely. Anyway, thank you for coming. There's nothing to be gained from getting stuck down some emotional cul-de-sac.
We should be thanking you, we should.
I don't see any thanks unnecessary. Fortunately, there's still such a thing as the art of coexistence, isn't there?
Which the children don't appear to have mastered, at least not ours.
Yes, not ours. What's going to happen to the tooth with the affected nerve?
We don't know yet. They're being cautious about the prognosis. Apparently, the nerve hasn't been totally exposed.
Only a little bit of it's being exposed.
Yes, some of it's been exposed and some of it's still covered. That's why they've decided not to cure the nerve just yet.
They're trying to give the tooth a chance.
Obviously, it would be best to avoid endodontic surgery.
Well, yes.
So there'll be an interim period where they give the nerve a chance to recover.
In the meantime, they'll be giving his ceramic crowns.
Whatever happens, you can't have implants before you're 18. Permanent implants can't be fitted until finished growing.
Of course. I hope it all works out.
Well, I hope so.
Those tulips are gorgeous.
Oh, they're from the Korean deli up on Smith Street. You know, the one at the end.
Oh, yes.
They come every morning direct from Holland. $40 for a bunch of 50.
Oh, really?
You know, the one at the end.
Yes, yes.
You know, he didn't want to identify Benjamin.
No, he didn't.
Impressive sight, that child. Face bashed in, teeth missing, still refusing to talk.
I can imagine.
He also didn't want to identify him, for fear of looking like a tattletale in front of his friends. We have to be honest, Veronica. It was nothing more than bravado.
Of course, but bravado is a kind of courage, isn't it?
That's right. So what I mean is, how did you manage to get Benjamin's name?
We explained to Henry that he wasn't helping this child by shooting him.
We said to him, if this child thinks he can keep on hitting people with impunity, why should he stop?
We said to him, if we're the kid's parent, we would definitely want to be told.
Absolutely.
Yes, all right. Excuse me. Yes, Murray. Thanks for calling back. Right, in today's Times. Let me read it to you. According to a paper published in The Lancet and taken out yesterday in the Financial Times, 2 Australian researchers have neurological side effects of Entrol, a hypertensive beta blocker, manufactured in various pharma laboratories. These side effects range from hearing loss to ataxia. So who the hell is a media watchdog? Yes, it's very goddamn inconvenient. No, what's most inconvenient about as far as I'm concerned is the annual shareholders meeting in 2 weeks. Do you have an insurance contingency to cover litigation? Okay. Oh, Murray. Ask your PR gal to find out if this story shows up anywhere else. Call me back. Excuse me?
So you're
A lawyer.
What about you?
me. I have a wholesale company, household goods. And Veronica's a writer and works part-time in an art history bookshop.
A writer.
I contributed to a collection on the civilization of Sheba, based on the excavation that was started at the end of the Ethiopian Eritrean War. And I have a book coming out in January on the Darfur tragedy.
So you specialized in Africa.
I'm very interested in that part of the world.
Do you have any other children?
Carrie has a 9-year-old sister, Camille, who's furious at her father because last night her father got rid of the hamster.
You got rid of the hamster.
Yes, this hamster makes the most god-awful racket all night, then spends the whole day fast asleep. Henry was in a lot of pain last night. He was being driven crazy by the noise that the hamster was making. And to tell you the truth, I've been wanting to get rid of it for a long time. So I said to myself, okay, that's it. I took it and put it in the street. I thought it loved drains and gutters and all that. But I guess not. It just sat there, paralyzed on the sidewalk. Well, they're not domestic animals. They're not wild animals. I don't really know where their natural habitat is. Dump them in the woods? They're probably just as unhappy. So I don't know where you're supposed to put them.
You left it outside.
He left it there. I tried to convince Camille it had ran away, but she wasn't having it.
Was the hamster gone this morning?
Gone, yes.
And you? What field are you in?
Oh, I'm in wealth management.
Is it at all possible, forgive me for putting this question so bluntly, that Benjamin might apologize to Henry?
It would be good if they talked.
He has to apologize, Alan. He has to tell him he's sorry.
Yes, of course.
But is he sorry?
He realizes what he's done. He just doesn't understand the implication. He's 11.
If you're 11, you're not a baby anymore.
You're not an adult either. We haven't offered you anything. Coffee? Tea? Is there any of that cafe tea left, Ronnie? It's an extraordinary cafe tea.
Wouldn't mind espresso.
Just some water.
Espresso for me too, sweetie. And bring that cafe tea anyway. What I always say is, we're a lump of potter's clay, and it's up to us to fashion something out of it. Perhaps it won't take shape till the very end. Who knows? You have to taste that cafe tea. Good cafe tea is an endangered species.
You're right.
What is it, so?
Domestic hardware, locks, doorknobs, soldering irons, all sorts of household goods. Saucepans, frying pans.
Money in that is there.
Well, you know, it's never exactly been a bonanza. It's pretty hard when we started. But if I'm out there every day pushing my product, we survived. At least it's not seasonal, like textile. Although we do sell a lot of fondue puffs around Christmas time.
When you saw the hamster sitting there, paralyzed, why didn't you bring it back home?
Because I couldn't pick it up.
You put it on the sidewalk.
I took it out in its cage and sort of tip it out. I don't like to touch rodents.
I don't know who put the claflin in the fridge. Monica puts everything in the fridge. You won't be told. So what's Benjamin said to you? Sugar?
No, thanks. What's in the clava tea?
Apples and pears.
Apples and pears.
My own little recipe. It's going to be too cold. It's a shame.
Apples and pears. This is a first.
Apples and pears. It's pretty textbook. But there's a little trick to it.
There is.
Pears need to be cut thicker than apples because pear cook faster than apples.
Of course.
But wait, she's not telling you a real secret.
Let them try it.
Very good. It's very good.
Tasty.
Gingerbread crumbs.
Brilliant.
To be quite honest, I got it from his mother.
Gingerbread. Delicious. Wow, at least. This has all given us new recipe.
I'd have preferred it if it hadn't cost my son 2 teeth.
Yes, of course. That's what I meant.
Strange way of expressing it.
Not at all. I have to take this. Yes, Murray. No. Don't ask for right of reply. You only feed the controversy. Are you insured? What are these symptoms? What is ataxia? What about anesthetic dose? How long have you known about this? And all that time, you never recalled it? What's the growth? Ah, got it.
Alan, do you mind joining us?
Yes, I'm coming. Serge, they've known about risk for 2 years. An internal report, but it didn't formally identify any undesirable side effects. No, they took no precautions. They didn't ensure. Not worried about it in the annual report. Impaired motor skills, stability problems. Insured look completely retarded. They're grossing $150 million. A blanket denial. EDA wanted to demand a right of reply. We certainly don't want a right of reply. On the other hand, if the story spreads, we could put out a press release. Says this information leaked 2 weeks before his annual shareholders meeting. He's going to call me back. I haven't had lunch.
Please, help yourself. Help yourself.
Thanks. I have no manners. What were you saying?
That it would have been nicer to meet under different circumstances.
Oh, yes. So the clafouti is your mother's?
The recipe is my mother's, but Ronnie made this one.
Your mother doesn't make pears and apples?
No.
Poor thing has to have an operation.
Really? What for?
Her knee.
They're going to insert a rotatable prosthesis made of metal and polyethylene. She's wondering what's going to be left of it when she's cremated.
Don't be horrible.
She refuses to be buried next to my father. She wants to be cremated and put next to her mother, who's all on her own in Florida. 2 urns looking out to sea, trying to get it running edgewise.
We're very touched by your generosity. We appreciate the fact that you're trying to calm the situation down rather than exacerbate it.
Frankly, it's the least we can do.
Yes.
Not at all. How many parents standing up for their children become infantile themselves? If Henry had broken 2 of Benjamin's teeth, I'm afraid Ellen and I would have been a lot more thin-skinned about it. I'm not certain we had been so broad-minded.
Of course you would.
She's right. Not at all certain.
Oh, yes. Because, oh no, it could easily have been the other way around.
So, what does Benjamin have to say about this? How does he view the situation?
He's not saying much. I think he's still slightly in shock.
He understands that he's disfigured his playmate?
No, he doesn't understand that he's disfigured his playmate.
Alan, why are you saying that? Benjamin understands very well.
He understands that he's to behave like a thug. He doesn't understand that he's disfigured his playmate.
You don't care for the word, but the word is unfortunately accurate.
My son has not disfigured your
Your son has disfigured my son. Come back at 5 and have a look at his mouth and teeth.
Temporarily
The
disfigured.
swollen on his lip will go down, and as for his teeth, take him to the best dentist. I'm prepared to chip in.
That's what the insurance is for. What we like is for the boys to make up, so that this sort of thing never happens again.
Let's arrange a meeting.
Yes, that's the answer.
Should we be there?
They don't need to be coached. Just let them do it man-to-man.
Man, Alan, don't be ridiculous. Having said that, we don't necessarily have to be there. It'd probably be better if we weren't, wouldn't it?
The question is not whether we should be there or not. The question is, do they want to talk to one another? Do they want to have a discussion?
Henry wants to.
What about Benjamin?
It's no use asking his opinion.
But it has to come from him.
Benjamin has behaved like a hooligan. We're not interested in what mood he's in.
If Benjamin is forced to meet Henry in a punitive context, I can't see the result would be very positive.
Madam, our son's a savage. To ask for any kind of spontaneous repentance will be fanciful. Right, sorry. I have to get back to the office. You stay in it, and you tell me what we've decided. I'm no use in which way you cut it. Women always think you need a man. You need a father. As if they need any help at all. Men are dead weight, clumsy and male-adjusted. Oh, you can see the F train. That's great.
I'm so embarrassed, but I can't stay either. My husband has never exactly been a stroller, Dad.
What a pity. It's lovely taking your baby for a walk, and it's not such a short time. You always enjoy taking care of the children, didn't you, Michael?
Yes, I did.
So, what have we decided?
Could you come by the house with Henry about 7:30?
7:30? What do you think, Michael?
Well, honestly,
Go on.
I think Benjamin ought to come here.
Yes, I agree.
I don't think it's right for the victim to go traipsing around.
That's right.
Personally, I can be anywhere at 7:30.
Since you're no use, we won't be needing you.
All the same, it would be better if his father were there.
All right, but then it can be this evening. Yeah? There's no mention of this in the executive report. No risk has been formally established. There's no evidence.
Tomorrow?
I'm flying to The Hague tomorrow.
You work in The Hague?
I have a case at the International Criminal Court.
The main thing is that the children speak to one another. I'll bring Benjamin here at 7:30 and we can leave them to have their discussion. No, you don't look very convinced.
If Benjamin is not made aware of his responsibilities, they'll just look at each other like a pair of China dogs. It'll be catastrophe.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Made aware of his
I'm
responsibility?
sure your son is not a savage.
Of course, Benjamin isn't a savage.
Yes, he is.
Alan, this is absurd. Why say something like that?
He's a savage.
How does he explain his behavior?
He doesn't want to discuss it.
But he ought to discuss it.
He ought to do any number of things. He ought to come here. He ought to discuss it. He ought to be sorry for it. Clearly, you have parenting skills that put us to shame. We hope to improve, but in the meantime, please bear with us.
All right, this is idiotic. Let's not end up like this.
I'm only thinking of him. I'm only thinking of Benjamin.
I got a message.
Let's just sit down for another couple of minutes.
A little more coffee?
A coffee, okay.
Then I'll have one too. Thanks.
That's all right. Ronnie, I'll do it.
I see you're a great art lover.
Art, photographs, to some extent, it's my job.
I adore bacon.
Yes, bacon.
Brody. Majesty?
Chaos. Balance.
That's right.
Is Benjamin interested in art?
Not as much as he should be. What about your children?
We try to fill the gaps in the education system.
Yes.
We try to make them read, to take them to concert and exhibit. We're eccentric enough to believe in the soothing powers of culture.
And you're right.
So, the clap tea. Is it a cake or a tart? Serious question. I was just thinking in the kitchen. Linsertort, for example. Is that a tart? Come on. You can leave like one little slice.
Clafouti tea is a cake. The pastry is not rolled out. It's mixing with the fruit.
You really are a cook.
I love it. The thing about cooking is you have to love it. In my opinion, it's only the classic tart, that's to say, on the pastry base, that deserves to be called a tart.
What about you? Do you have other children?
A son from my first marriage.
I was wondering. That is at all important. What started the fight? Henry won't say one single word about it.
Henry refused to let Benjamin join his gang.
Harry has a gang?
He also called Benjamin a snitch.
Did you know Harry had a gang?
No, that's terrific.
Why is it terrific?
Because I had my own gang.
Me too.
What does that entail?
There are 5 or 6 kids that follow you and are ready to sacrifice themselves, like in Spartacus.
Absolutely, like in Spartacus.
Who knows about Spartacus these days?
They use a different model, Spider-Man.
Anyway, clearly you know more than we do. Benjamin hasn't been as silent as you implied. And do we know Harry called him a snitch? No. Sorry, stupid. That's a stupid question. First of all, I couldn't care less. Also, it's beside the point.
We can't get involved in children's quarrels.
And it's none of our business.
No.
On the other hand, what's our business what unfortunately happened? The violence, that's our business.
To become the head of my gang, when I was 12, I had to fight Bobby Kapaki, who was bigger than me, one-on-one single combat.
What are you talking about, Michael? What's that got to do with it?
No, you're right. It's got nothing to do with it.
We're not discussing single combat. The children weren't fighting.
I know. I just suddenly had a flashback.
There's not that big a difference.
Oh, yes, excuse me. There's a big difference.
There's a very big difference.
What?
With Bobby Kapaki, we'd agreed to have a fight.
Did you beat the shit out of him?
Up to a point.
All right. Can we forget Bobby Kopacki? Would you allow me to speak to Benjamin?
By all means.
I wouldn't want to do it with our permission.
Speak to him. What could be more natural?
Good luck,
Stop it, Alan. I don't understand you.
Mrs. Nova.
Veronica, we don't have to be so formal.
Veronica, you're motivated by the educational impulse, which is very sympathetic.
If you don't want me to speak to him, I won't speak to him.
No, speak to him. Read him a riot act. Do what you like.
I don't understand why you don't seem to care about this.
Ma'am,
Veronica.
of course I care. Veronica, enormously. My son has injured another child.
On purpose.
See, that's the kind of remark that gets my back up. Obviously on purpose.
But that makes all the difference.
Difference between what and what. That's what we're talking about. My son picked up a stick and hit your son. That's why we're here, isn't it?
This is pointless.
Yes, she's right. This kind of argument's pointless.
Why do you feel the need to slide in on purpose? What kind of message is that supposed to be sending me?
Listen, we're on a slippery slope. My husband is desperate about all kinds of other things. I'll come back this evening with Benjamin and we'll let things work themselves out naturally.
I'm not in the least bit desperate.
Well, I am.
There's nothing to be desperate about.
Yes, there is.
Don't make any statement. No comment. No, of course you can't take it off the market. If you take it off the market, you become responsible. The minute you take Antro off the market, you're admitting liability. There's nothing in the annual accounts. If you want to be sued for falsifying the executive report and get shit in 2 weeks, take it off the market.
Last year, on Parents' Day, wasn't it Benjamin who was in that play?
Charlie's End.
Charlie's End.
Well, think about the victims, little Murray. Let's see what the sheriffs do after the annual meeting.
He was extraordinary.
Yes.
We're not going to take the medicine off just because 2 or 3 people bumped into the furniture. Don't make any statement for the time being. I'll call you back.
I remember him very clearly in Charlie's End. Do you remember him, Michael?
Yes, yeah.
He was hilarious when he was in drag.
Yes.
They're panicking. They've got the media up their ass. You have to prepare a press release, not something defensive. On the contrary, go out all guns blazing. You insist that Verizon Pharma Company is a victim of this civilization attempt 2 weeks before its annual shareholders meeting. Where does this paper come from? Why did it have to fall out of the sky right now? Etc. and so on. Don't say anything about health problem. Just ask one question. Who's behind this report? Right.
They're terrible. These pharmaceutical companies. Profit, profit, profit.
You're not supposed to be listening to my conversation.
You are not obliged to have it in front of me.
Yes, I'm obliged to have it here. Not my choice, believe me.
They dump any old crap on you without giving it a second thought.
In the therapeutic field, every advance brings with its risk, as well as benefit.
Yes, I understand that. All the same, funny job you have.
Meaning?
Michael, this has nothing to do with us.
Funny job.
What is it, though?
I have an ordinary job.
What is an ordinary job?
I told you I sell frying pans.
And doorknobs?
And toilet fittings, lots of other things.
Haha, toilet fittings. That's interesting. Now we're talking.
Alan.
That's interesting. I'm interested in toilet fittings.
Why shouldn't you be?
How many types are there?
2 different systems, gravity or pressure assist,
Wow, yes.
depending on the feed.
I see.
Either the water comes down from above or up from below.
Yes.
I can introduce you to one of my staff manager who specializes in this kind of thing if you like. You'd have to leg it out to Secaucus though.
You seem to be very on top of something.
Are you intending to punish Benjamin in any way? You can carry with the plumbing in some more appropriate setting.
I'm not feeling well.
What's the matter?
Yes, you're very pale, sweetheart.
A little pale, certainly.
I feel nauseous.
Nauseous? I have some Pepto-Bismol.
No, it'll be all right.
What could we? Coke. Coke is very good.
I'll be all right.
Walk around a little. Take a few steps.
Really? You think so?
Yes, small sips.
Thank you.
Give me surgery, please. All right. Ask him to call me back. Ask him to call me back right away. Is it good, Coca-Cola? I thought it was just supposed to be with
Not
that.
only for that. All right.
All right, Veronica. If we want to reprimand our child, we'll do it in our own way and without having to account to anybody.
Absolutely.
What do you mean, absolutely, Michael?
They can do whatever they want with their son. It's their prerogative.
I don't think so.
What do you mean you don't think so, Ronnie?
I don't think it's their prerogative.
Really? Explain. I'm sorry. Excellent. But don't forget, nothing's been proved. There's nothing definite. Get this straight. If anyone fucks up, Murray's a dead man in 2 weeks, and I'll just him.
That's enough, Alan. That's enough now with the cell phone. We're pretty sure what's going on here. Shit.
Call me back and read it. What's the matter with you? Have you gone nuts shouting like that? Search out everything.
Good. Drives me crazy, that cell phone, endlessly.
Listen, Annette. I'm already doing you a big favor by being here in the first place.
Extraordinary thing to say.
I'm going to throw up.
No, you're not. You're not going to throw up.
Yes, I am.
Would you like to use the bathroom?
No one's forcing you to stay.
No one's forcing him to stay.
Oh, I'm feeling dizzy.
Stay at a fixed point. Stay at a fixed point, Wolf Wolf.
Go away, leave me alone.
She ran out of the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom if you want to throw up.
Give her some Pepto-Bismol.
Don't you supposed to be a Savali?
It was made yesterday.
Don't touch me!
Calm down, Wolf Wolf.
Please, let's not get work out about nothing.
According to my husband, everything to do with house, school, or garden is my department.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. And I understand why. It's deadly, all of it. It's deadly.
If you think so deadly, why have you in the first place?
Maybe Benjamin sensed your lack of interest.
What lack of interest?
You just said. Go get a dishpan, go get a dishpan.
This is ridiculous, Wolf Wolf. You should go to the bathroom.
Looks like you assumed ate most of it.
Well, it's absolutely not the cavity. Couldn't possibly be.
It's not cavity, it's nerves. This is pure nerve.
Would you like to clean up in the restroom? Oh no! My kokoshka! Oh my god!
Give her some Pepto-Bismol.
Not now! She can't keep anything down!
Where's the restroom?
I'll show you.
It's nerves. It's a panic attack. You're a mom and dad, whether you want to be or not. I understand why you feel so desperate. What I always say is, you can't control the things that control you. With me, it's the cervical vertebrae. The vertebrae seize up.
What are we going to do about the kokoshka?
Well, I will spray with Mr. Clean. The problem is how to dry it. Or else you could sponge it down and put a bit of perfume on it.
Perfume?
Use my chorus. I never wear it.
You warp!
We could run a hairdryer over it. And flatten out under a pile of other books. Or iron, like they do with money.
Oh my god.
I'll buy you another one.
You can't find it! It went out of print years ago!
I'm so sorry.
Well, savage it. Let me do it, Ronnie.
It's a reprint of the catalog from the 50th London exhibition, more than 20 years
Go
old.
get the hairdryer and the chorus in the linen closet.
Her husband's in the bathroom.
Well, he's not naked, is he? There, that's the worst of it. The people of the tundra needs a bit more of a wife. I'll be back.
Feeling better?
Yes.
Can we spray now?
Where's the hairdryer?
He's spraying it when he's finished with it.
We'll wait for him. We'll put covers on last thing.
Can I use the bathroom as well?
Yes, of course.
I can't tell you how sorry I am.
What a nightmare! Horrible!
Tell you what, he better not push me any further.
She's dreadful as well.
Not as bad.
She's a phony.
That's irritating.
They're both dreadful. Why do you keep siding with
I
them?
don't keep siding with them. What are you talking about?
You keep vacillating, trying to play both ends against the middle.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Going on about your triumph as a gay leader, telling them therefore you do whatever they like with his son when the child is a public menace. When a child is a public menace, it's everybody's concern. I can't believe she puked all over my books.
Put some on the people of the tundra.
If you think you're going to hurl, you go to proper place.
And the Fujita.
This is disgusting.
I was pushing a little bit with the shell systems.
You are brilliant.
Good answers, don't you think?
Brilliant. The stock manager thing was brilliant.
What an asshole. And what did he call her?
Woof woof.
That's right. Woof, woof.
That's right. I call her Wolf Wolf.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. It's so easy to make fun of others' nicknames. What about us? What do we call each other, Michael? Far worse, isn't it?
Did you want a hairdryer?
Thank you.
Thank you. We call each other Darjeeling, like the tea. That's more ridiculous if you ask. Move them out. Move them out.
How's the poor thing feeling? Better?
Better.
I reacted very badly. I'm ashamed of myself.
Not at all.
I steamrolled her about my catalog. I can't believe I did that.
Turn the page. Stretch it out. Stretch it out all the way.
You're going to tear it.
You're right. He's right, Michael. Oh, that's enough, Michael. It's dry. Objects can be ridiculously important. Half the time you can't even remember why.
There we are. Good as new. Where does woof woof come from?
How much is that dog in the window?
Aha, I know it. I know the one. How much is that doggy in the window? Woof woof. Ours comes from our honeymoon in India. It's idiotic, really.
Should I go and see how she is?
Off you go, Darjeeling.
Should I? Annette, I was worried about you. Are you feeling better?
I think so.
If you're not sure, stay away from the coffee table.
I left the towel in the bathtub. I wasn't sure where to put it.
Perfect.
You've cleaned it all up. I'm so sorry.
Everything's great. Everything's in order.
Forgive me, Annette. I've hardly paid any attention to you. I've been assessed with that Kokoschka.
Don't worry about it.
The way I reacted, very bad of me.
Not at all. Something occurred to me in the bathroom.
Yes?
Perhaps we skated too hastily over... what I mean is...
Say it, Annette. Say it.
An insult is also a kind of assault.
Of course it is.
Well, that depends, Michael.
Yes, it depends.
Benjamin's never shown any signs of violence. He wouldn't have done that without a reason.
He got called a snitch. I'm sorry. Yes, as long as there are any statement from the victims. We don't want any victims. I don't want you being quoted alongside victims. A blanket denial, if necessary, attack newspaper. There are facts to the draft of the press release, Murray. If anyone calls me a snitch, I'm liable to get annoyed.
Unless it's true.
What did you say?
I mean, suppose it's justified.
My son isn't snitch.
Of course not, I was joking.
Yours is as well, that's how it's going to be.
What do you mean, ours is as well?
Well, he did identify Benjamin.
Because we insisted.
Michael, this is completely beside the point.
What's the difference whether you insisted or not? He gave you the name.
Annette.
Annette what? You think my son is a snitch?
I don't think anything.
Well, if you don't think anything, don't say anything. Stop making these insinuations.
Let's stay calm, Annette. Michael and I are making an effort to be reasonable and moderate.
Not that moderate.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
Moderate on the surface.
I really have to go, Wolf.
All right, go on, be a coward.
Listen, Annette. Right now, I'm risking my most important client, so this responsible parent...
My son has lost 2 teeth, 2 incisors.
Yes. I think we got that.
And one of them for good.
You have new ones. We'll give you new ones, better ones. It's not as if it burst an eardrum.
We're making a mistake not to take into account the origin of the problem.
There's no origin. There's just an 11-year-old child hitting someone with a stick.
Armed with a stick.
We withdrew that word.
You withdrew it because we objected to it.
We withdrew it without any protest.
A word deliberately designed to erode clumsiness, to erode childhood.
I'm not sure I'm able to take much more of this tone of voice.
You and I have had trouble seeing eye to eye right from the start.
There's nothing more infuriating than to be attacked for something you yourself consider a mistake. The word arm was inappropriate, so we changed it. Although, if you stick to a strict definition of the word, its use is far from accurate.
Benjamin was insulted, and he reacted. If I'm attacked, I defend myself, especially if I find myself alone confronted by a gang.
Puking seems to have perked you up.
Do you have any idea how crude that sounds?
We all mean well, all 4 of us, I'm sure. While at least minor irritants, this pointless aggravation pushes us over the edge.
Oh, Michael, that's enough. Let's stop beating around the bush. If all we are is murder on the surface, let's forget it.
No, I refuse to allow myself to slide down that slope.
What slope?
The shitty slope those 2 little bastards have pushed us on. There, I've said it.
Wow, I'm not sure Ronnie has quite the same outlook.
Veronica!
Sorry.
So, now Henry's a little bastard, is he? That's last straw.
Right, wow, I really do have to go.
Me too.
Go on, go. I give up.
Yes. Oh, Mom. No. We're with some friends. But tell me about it. Do whatever the doctor wants you to do. They've given you entrail? Wait a minute, Mom. Wait a minute. Don't go away. Entrail's your crap, isn't it? My mother's taking it.
Thousands of people take it.
You stop taking that stuff right now. Do you hear what I'm saying? Immediately. Don't argue. I'll explain later. Tell Dr. Prolo I'm forbidden to take it. Why glow in the dark? That's completely ridiculous. All right, Mom, we'll talk about it later. Lots of love, Mom. I'll call you back. She rented glow-in-the-dark crutches so she doesn't get knocked down by a truck, as if someone in her condition will be strolling down BQ in the middle of the night. They've given her entrail for her blood pressure.
Wow, if she takes it and stays normal. I have a call as a witness. Did I have scarf? Ha, there it is.
I don't appreciate your cynicism. If my mother displays the most minor symptom, I'll be starting a class action.
Wow, that happened anyway.
Well, I hope so.
Goodbye, Mr. and Mrs. Novak.
Behaving well gets you nowhere. Courtesy is a waste of time. It weakens you and
Right, come on,
undermines you.
Ned. Let's go. Enough preaching and sermons for today.
Go on, go. But can I say one thing? Having met you two, it's pretty clear for what's his name. Benjamin, there are mitigating circumstances.
When you murdered that hamster.
Murder?
Yes.
I murdered a hamster.
Yes. You've done your best to make us feel guilty, but your virtue went straight out the window once you decided to be a killer.
I absolutely did not murder the hamster.
Worse, you left it there, shivering with terror in your hostile environment. That poor hamster is bound to have eaten by a dog or a rat.
It's true. That is true.
What do you mean that is true?
It's true. What do you expect me to say? It's appalling what must happen to a creature.
I thought the hamster would be happy to be liberated. I thought it was going to run down the gutter, jumping for joy.
Well, it didn't.
And you abandoned it.
I can't touch those things, for fuck's sake, Ronnie. You know very well. I'm incapable of touching that whole species.
He has a phobia about rodents.
That's right. I'm frightened of rodents. I'm terrified of snakes. Anything close to the ground, I don't want it near me. So that's the end of it.
And you? Why didn't you go out and look for it?
I had no idea what had happened. Michael didn't tell us, me and the children, the hamster had escaped until the following morning. I went out immediately. Immediately, I went around the block. I even went down to the basement.
Veronica, I find it intolerable to be on trial all of a sudden. For this hamster saga you've seen fit to reveal. It's a personal matter, which is nobody else's business but ours, and which has nothing to do with the present situation. And I find it incomprehensible to become a killer in my own home.
What's your home got to do with this?
My home. The doors of which I've opened. The doors of which I've opened while in a spirit of reconciliation to people who ought to be grateful to me for it.
It's wonderful the way you keep patting yourself on the back.
Don't you feel any guilt?
I feel no guilt whatsoever. I've always found the creature repulsive. I'm ecstatic that it's gone.
That's ridiculous, Michael.
What's ridiculous? Have you gone crazy as well? There's some beats up Henry, and I got shit out because of a hamster.
You behaved very badly with the hamster. You can't deny it.
Fuck the hamster!
You won't be able to say that to your daughter this evening.
Bring her on. I'm not going to let myself be told how to behave as some 9-year-old stud-nose.
100% behind you there.
Pathetic.
Careful, Veronica. You be careful. I've been extremely restrained to now, but I'm 2 inches away, crossing the line.
And what about Henry?
What about Henry?
Isn't he upset?
If you remember, Henry has other problems.
Henry was last attached to Nibbles.
Stupid name as well.
If you feel no guilt, why do we expect our son to feel any?
Let me tell you something. I'm up to here with this idiotic discussion. We try to be nice. We bought tulips. My wife passed me off as liberal, but I can't keep this bullshit up anymore. I'm not a member of polite society. What I am, and I always have been, is a fucking Neanderthal.
Aren't we all?
No, I'm sorry. We're not all fucking Neanderthals.
Well, not you, obviously.
No, not me, thank God.
Not you. Darji, not you. You're fully evolved woman. You are staying resistant.
Why are you attacking me?
I'm not attacking you, quite the opposite.
Yes, you're attacking me. You know you are.
You organized this little shindig. I just let myself be recruited.
You let yourself be recruited?
Yes.
That's detestable.
Not at all. You stand up for civilization. Let's completely to your credit.
Exactly, I stand for civilization. And it's lucky there are people who are prepared to do that. You think it's a better idea to be a fucking Neanderthal?
Come on now, come on.
Is it normal to criticize someone for not being a fucking Neanderthal?
No one's saying that. No one's criticizing
Yes,
you.
they are.
No, they're not.
What were we supposed to do? Sue you? Not speak to one another and try to slaughter each other with the insurance claims?
Stop it, Ronnie.
Stop what?
Your voice is out of proportion.
I don't give a shit. You force yourself to rest about petty-mindedness, and you finish up humiliated and completely on your own.
Yes. Let them prove it. Prove it. But if that's me, don't say anything at all.
We're always on our own. Everywhere. Who wants a little rum?
Murray, I'm in a meeting. I call you back from the office.
So, you see, I live with someone who is totally negative.
Who's negative?
I am.
This was the worst idea. We should have never arranged this meeting.
Told you.
You told me?
Yes.
You told me you didn't want to have this meeting?
I didn't say it was a good idea.
It was a good idea.
Oh, come on. Anybody?
You told me it wasn't a good idea?
Think so.
You think so?
Wouldn't mind a little drop.
Didn't you have to go?
I could manage a small glass. Now that we've come this far.
You look me in the eye and tell me you weren't in complete agreement about this.
Calm down, Veronica. Calm down. This is pointless.
Who stopped anyone touching the cafe this morning? Who said, let's keep the rest of the cafe for the relays? Who said it?
That was nice.
What's that got to do with it?
What do you mean, what's that got to do with it?
If you invite people, you invite people.
You're a liar! You're a liar! He's a liar!
You know, speaking personally, my wife had to drag me here. When we brought up with a kind of John Wayne-ish idea of virility, you don't want to settle this kind of problem with a lot of yakking.
I thought your mother was Spartacus.
Same family.
Analogous.
Analogous? Are there no lands you won't go to humiliate yourself, Michael?
Obviously, it was pointless dragging him here.
What were we hoping for a wolf? It's true. It's a ludicrous nickname. We're hoping for a glimpse of universal harmony. That's from Mr. Earth.
It is, isn't it? English Harvard, 10 years old, direct from Antigua.
And those tulips! Whose idea was that? I said it's a shame the tulips are finished. I didn't say rush down to the Korean deli at the crack of dawn.
Don't work yourself up into this day, Veronica. It's crazy.
The tulips were his idea, entirely his idea. Aren't we allowed to drink?
Yes, Veronica and I would like one too. By the way, it's pretty amusing. Someone descended from Spartacus and John Wayne who can't even pick up a mouse.
Well, you shut up about the hamster. Shut up.
You're right. It's laughable.
And what about her?
I don't think she needs any.
Give me a drink, Michael.
No.
Michael.
No.
What's the matter with you, Michael?
There you are. Take it. Drink. Drink. Who cares?
Is alcohol bad for you?
It's wonderful.
Right, wow.
Listen, Miss Hurley.
Alan.
Alan, we're not exactly soulmates. But you see, I live with someone who's decided once and for all that life is second rate. It's difficult to live with a man who's comforted himself with that thought, who doesn't want anything to change, who can work up any enthusiasm about anything.
He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit about any of that.
You have to believe. You have to believe in the possibility of improvement, don't you?
He's the last person who'll be telling all this.
I will tell to whoever I goddamn will, please.
What the fuck is this now? Yes. Mom? He's fine. I say he's fine. He lost his teeth, but he's fine. Yes, he's in pain. He's in pain, but it'll pass. Mom, I'm busy. I'll call you back.
He's still in pain.
No.
Then why worry your mother?
He can't help himself. He always has to worry her.
Right, that's enough, Veronica. What is with this psychodrama?
Veronica, are we ever interested in anything but ourselves? Of course, we would like to believe in the possibility of improvement, of which can be the architect, and which we can be in no way self-serving. Does such a thing exist? In life, some people drag their feet. It's a strategy. Others refuse to acknowledge the passing of time, drive themselves demented. What difference does it make? Education, miseries of the world. You're writing a book about Darfur. Fine. I can understand you saying to yourself, okay, I'm going to choose a massacre. And what else does history consist of? And I'm going to write about it. You do what you can to save yourself.
I'm not writing a book to save myself. You haven't read it. You don't know what it's about.
That makes no difference.
Terrible stink of chorus.
Terrible.
You certainly laid it on.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. I was the one spraying like a lunatic. Anyway, why can't we take things more lightly? Why does everything always have to be so exhausting?
You think too much. Women think too much.
There's an original remark. I bet that's throwing you for a loop.
Think too much. I don't know what that means. And I don't see any point of existence without some moral conception of the world.
See what I have to live
Shut
with?
up! Will you shut up? I detest this pathetic complicity. You disgust me.
Come on, have a sense of humor.
I don't have a sense of humor, and I have no intention of requiring one.
What I always say is, marriage, the most terrible ordeal God can inflict on you.
Great.
Marriage and children.
There's no need for you to share your views with us, Michael. As a matter of fact, I find it slightly indecent.
That's not going to worry him.
You mean you don't agree?
These observations are beside the point. Alan, say something.
He's entitled to his opinions.
Yes, but he doesn't have to broadcast them.
Well, yes, perhaps.
We don't give a damn about their marriage. We're here to settle a problem to do with our children. We don't give a damn about their marriage.
Yes, but
But what? What do you mean?
there's a connection.
There's a connection. Of course there's a connection.
There's a connection between Harry having his teeth broken and our marriage.
Obviously.
We don't get it.
Children consume our lives and then destroy them. Children drag us with disasters. It's unavoidable. When you see those laughing couples casting off into the sea of matrimony, you said to yourself, they have no idea, poor things. They just have no idea. They're happy. No one tells you anything when you start out. I have an old school buddy who's just about to have a child with his new girlfriend. I said to him, a child at our age? Are you insane? The 10 or 12 good years we have left before cancer or stroke. And you are going to screw yourself up with some brat.
You don't really believe what you're saying.
He does.
Of course I believe. Worse even.
You're demeaning yourself, Michael.
Is that right?
Stop crying, Veronica. You can see it only encourages him.
Please, help yourself. Help yourself. Exceptional, isn't it?
Exceptional.
Could I offer you a cigar?
No, no cigars.
Too bad.
You're not intending to smoke a cigar, Alan.
I do what I like, Annette. If I feel like accepting a cigar, I will accept a cigar. If I'm not smoking, it's because I don't want to upset Veronica, who has completely lost it. She's right. Stop sniveling. When a woman cries, a man is immediately provoked to worse successes. Added to which, Michael's point of view is, I'm sorry to say, entirely sound. Yes, Serge. Go ahead. Put New York, the date, and the exact time.
This is obscene!
Whatever time is sent it has to look piping hot fresh out of the oven. No, we're not surprised. We condemn. Surprise is feeble.
This goes on from morning to night. From morning to night, he's glued to that cell. That cell phone makes mincemeat of our lives.
Just a minute. This is important, Annette.
It's always very important. Anything happening somewhere else is always more important.
Go ahead. Not procedure, maneuver. A maneuver timed for 2 weeks before it's at
In the street, at dinner, he doesn't care where.
a paper in quotes. Put the word paper in quotes.
I give up. Total surrender. I want to throw up again.
Where's the dish pen?
I don't know.
You just have to quote me. This is a simply disgraceful attempt. to manipulate share prices.
There it is. Please, help yourself.
Ronnie,
What? Everything's all right. We're fully equipped.
Share prices and to undermine my clients. Conference and relay. Head counsel for the brands from a company. AP, Reuters, General Press, Medical Press, all the whole 9 yards.
She wants to throw up again.
What's the matter with you?
I'm touched by your concern.
It's upsetting me.
I'm sorry, I must have misunderstood.
Oh, Annette, please. Let's not start now. Just because they're fighting, just because their marriage is fucked, doesn't mean we have to compete.
What right do you have to say our marriage is fucked? Who gave you permission?
They just read it to me. We're sending it to you, Mary. Manipulation. Manipulate share prices. It's on its way. It wasn't me who said it. It was Frank.
Michael,
Michael.
I forbid you to stand in any kind of judgment over our relationship.
Then don't stand judgment over my son.
That's got nothing to do with it. Your son injured ours.
They're young. They're kids. Kids are always giving each other a good being during recess. It's a law of life.
No, it isn't.
Of course it is. You have to go through a kind of apprenticeship before violence is given to what's right. Originally, let me remind you, might was
Possibly in prehistoric time, not in our society.
our society. Explain society.
You're exhausting. These conversations are exhausting.
You see, Veronica, I believe in the God of Carnage. He has ruled uninterruptedly since the dawn of time. You're interested in Africa, aren't you? Feeling bad?
Don't worry about me.
I'm worried.
Everything's fine.
As a matter of fact, I just came back from the Congo. Over there, kids are told to kill when they're 8 years old. During their childhood, they may have killed hundreds of people with a machete, with a kalash, with a thumb gun. So know that when my son picks up a bamboo rod, hits his playmate and breaks a tooth, or even two in Copper Hill Park, I'll be less susceptible than you are to her indignation.
You are wrong.
Thumb gun.
That's right. That's what I call the grenade launcher.
are you all right?
Perfectly.
What's the matter with her? What's the matter with her?
It's just bio, it's nothing.
Don't lecture me about Africa. I know everything about Africa's martyrdom. I've steeped in it for months.
I don't doubt it. Anyway, the ICC started conducting the inquiry on Darfur.
You think I don't know about it?
Don't get her started on that, for God's sake.
You know what? I'm starting to like you.
Well, I don't like you.
She's a supporter of peace and stability
Shut
in the
up!
world.
We're living in America. We're not living in Kinshasa. We're living in America according to the principles of Western society. What goes on in Cobble Hill Park reflects the values of Western society, of which, if it's all the same to you, I'm happy to be a member.
Beating up on your husband is one of those principles, is it?
It's going to end badly, Michael.
She threw herself on you in such a frenzy. If I were you, I'd be flattered.
I'll do it again in a minute.
He's making fun of you. Do you realize that?
I don't give a shit.
I'm not making fun. On the contrary, morality decrees us to control impulses. But sometimes it's good not to control them. You don't want to be seeing Ave Maria when you're fucking. Where can we find this from?
That vintage, I doubt you can.
A thumb gun.
You're right. Thumb gun.
That's right, thumb gun.
Why don't you just say grenade launcher?
Because thumb gun is correct. It's like you say kalash instead of kalashnikov.
Who's this you?
That's enough, Annette. That's enough.
The great warriors, like my husband, we have to give them some leeway. They have trouble waking up an interest in local events.
True.
I don't see why. I don't see why. We're citizens of the world. I don't see why we should give up the struggle just because it's in our own backyard.
Oh, Ronnie, do stop shoving this stuff for the day down our throat.
I'm going to kill him.
All right. Take how regrettable. A crude attempt to, that's it.
You're right. This is excruciating.
Otherwise, he approves the rest. Fine, very good. What were you saying? Thumb gun?
I was saying, whether my husband likes it or not, that no one place is more important than another when it comes to exercising vigilance.
Vigilance. Wow. Annette. It's ridiculous to drink the state you're in.
What state? On the contrary.
Vigilance. That's an interesting idea. Yes. No. No interviews before the circulation.
That's it! I insist you break up this horrendous conversation.
Absolutely not. The shareholders won't give a fuck. Remind him the shirt is. And then what the.
So there!
Well done!
Oh my God!
Are you completely insane? Fuck!
The hairdryer, where's the hairdryer?
This is incomprehensible. You need to be locked out, you poor thing. I had everything in there. It's brand new. It will make hours to set up.
Really? I don't understand you. That was completely irresponsible.
I had everything in there. My whole life.
Hang on. You might be able to fix it.
Forget it. It's fucked.
Well, take out the SIM card. Can you open it?
I don't know how. I just got it.
Give it to me.
It's fucked. And they think it's funny. They think it's funny.
There we are. You, Veronica, at least you have the manners not to laugh at this.
My husband, who has spent his entirely afternoon blow drying.
Leave it. Leave it, Tom. There's something you can do.
We'll have to wait a minute. You want to use our phone? I have to say,
Yes. What is it you have to say, Michael?
no, I really can't think what to say.
Well, if you ask me, everyone's feeling fine. If you ask me, everyone's feeling better. Everyone's much calmer, don't you think? Men are so wedded to their gadgets, it belittles them. It takes away all their authority. A man needs to keep his hands free, if you ask me. Even an attaché case is enough to put me off. There was a man once I found really attractive. Then I saw him with a square shoulder bag, a man's shoulder bag. But that was it. There's nothing worse than a shoulder bag, although there's also nothing worse than a cell phone. A man ought to give an impression that he's alone. If you ask me, I mean that he's capable of being alone. I also have a John Wayne-ish idea of virility. And what was it he had? A Code 45, a device for creating a vacuum. A man who can give the impression that he's alone has no texture. So, Michael, are you happy? Is it somewhat fractured or a little... What was it you said? I forgot the word. But in the end, everyone's feeling more or less all right, if you ask me.
I should probably warn you. Wrong drives you crazy.
I've never felt more normal.
Right.
I'm starting to feel rather pleasantly serene.
That's wonderful. Rather pleasantly serene.
As for you, Darjeeling, I don't see what's to gain by getting publicly smashed.
Kiss my ass.
Take one, Alan. Relax.
Cigars are not smoked in this house.
These are Cuban, Cohiba, Monte Cristo number 3, and number 4.
You're not smoking the house with an asthmatic child.
Who's asthmatic?
Our son.
Didn't stop you buying a fucking hamster.
It's true. If somebody has asthma, keeping animal is recommended.
Completely unrecommended.
Even a goldfish can be risky.
Do I have to listen to this fatuous nonsense? No wonder I'm the only one of us not feeling rather pleasantly serene. In fact, I've never been so unhappy. This is the unhappiest day of my life.
Drinking always makes you unhappy.
Michael, every word comes out of your mouth. It's destroying me. I don't drink. I drank a mouthful of this shetty rum you're waving, as if you're showing the congregation the shadow of Turin. I don't drink, and I bitterly regret it. It would be a relief to take refuge in a little drop at every minor setback.
My husband's unhappy as well. Look at him, slumped. It looks as if someone's left him by the side of the road. I think he's the unhappiest day of his life, too.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Woof Woof.
We'll turn off the blow dryer. That thing is toast.
Yes. Because it could kill you. The medication is poison. Someone's going to explain to you. Tell her
Tell her what?
everything you know about that crap you're peddling.
How are you, ma'am?
What can he tell her? He doesn't know the first thing about it.
Yes. And does it hurt? Of course. Well, the operation will fix that. And the other leg, I see. No, I'm not an orthopedic surgeon. She keeps calling me doctor.
Doctor, this is grotesque. Hang up.
But what I mean is, you don't have any problem with the balance? Oh, no, not at all, not at all. Don't listen to any of that. All the same, it'd probably be a good idea to stop taking it for the time being until you have had a chance to get comfortably through operation. Yes, you sound as if you're in very good shape.
All right, Mom, is that clear? Stop taking that medication. Why do you always have to argue? Stop taking it. Do what you're told. I'll call you back. Lots of love. Love on us all. She's killing me, one pain in the balls after another.
Right then. So what have we decided? Should I come back this evening with Benjamin? No one seems to give a rat's ass anymore. All the same, I should point out, that's what we're here for.
Now I'm starting to feel nauseous. Where's the pen?
That's enough.
In my mind, there are wrongs on both sides. That's it. Wrongs on both sides.
Are you serious?
What?
Are you aware of what you're saying?
I am, yes.
Our son, Henry, to whom I was obliged to give 2 extra strength Tylenol last night, was in the wrong?
He's not necessarily innocent.
Fuck off! I've had quite enough of you! Fuck off!
What's going on? Let's stop this shit.
Shut up! She's broken my coat bag and my spray bottle. Defend me! Why aren't you defending me?
We're going.
It's not as if I'm strangling her.
What have I done to you?
There's not wrongs on both sides. Don't mix up the victims and the executioners.
Executioners?
You are so full of shit, Veronica. All this simplistic baloney. We're up to here with it.
I stand by everything I've said.
Yes. You stand by what you've said. You stand by what you've said. Your infatuation for a bunch of Sudanese schools is splitting into everything now.
I'm appalled. Why are you choosing to show yourself in this horrible light?
Because I feel like it. I feel like showing myself in a horrible light.
One day, you may understand the extreme gravity of what's going on in that part of the world, and you'll be ashamed of your inertia and your repulsive nihilism.
You are just wonderful, Darjeeling. You're the best of us all.
I am, yes.
Let's get it out of here, Alan. These people are monsters.
Stop it, Annette.
No! I want to drink some more. I want to get bomb out of my mind. This bitch. Here was my purse across the room and no one bats an eye. I want to get drunk.
You already are.
Why are you letting them call my son an executioner? You come to their house to settle things and you get insulted and bullied and lectured on how to be a good citizen of the planet. Our son did well to clout yours and then wipe my ass with a Bill of Rights.
A mouthful of rum and bomb. The real face appears.
I told you, didn't I tell you?
What did you tell him?
That she was a phony. This woman is a phony. I'm sorry.
When did you tell him?
When you were in the bathroom.
You know her for 15 minutes, and you could tell she was a phony.
It's the kind of thing I pick up on the right way.
It's true.
I have an instinct for that kind of thing.
And phony? What does the word?
I don't want to hear anymore, Alan. Why are you putting me through this?
Calm down, Wolf.
She's someone who tries to smooth the rough edges, period. She doesn't care any more than you do. She's off front.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true. Are you saying it's true?
They don't give a fuck. They haven't given a fuck since the start. Her too, you're right.
And you do, I suppose. Explain to... Let me say something, honey. Explain to me what will you kill Michael, and what does the word mean in the first place? Your former authentic will show yourself in a horrible light. And to tell the truth, no one in this room cares, except for Veronica, whose integrity, it has to be said, must be acknowledged.
Don't acknowledge me. Don't acknowledge me.
I care. I absolutely care.
We only care about our own feelings on it. We're not social crusaders. I saw a friend Jane father on the TV the other day. I was inches away from joining the KKK.
What do you mean, my friend? What's Jane Fonda got to do with all this?
You're the same breed. You're the same category of woman. Committed, problem-solving. That's not what we like about women. What we like about women is sensuality, wildness, hormones. Women who make someone dance for their intuition. Women who are custodians of the world's presence. Even him. Poor Michael, your husband. He's depressed.
Don't speak for me.
Who gives a flying fuck on what you like about women? And where does this lecture come from? A man like you? Who could begin to give a fuck for your opinion?
She's yelling. She's yelling like a stock pig.
Doesn't she yell when she said a little bastard had done well to clear the sun?
Yes, and he did do well. At least he's not a snivelly little faggot.
Yours is a snitch. Is that any better?
Let's go, Alan. What are we doing? Stay in this stop. There. That's what I think for pathetic flowers. Your hideous tulips. It's the worst day of my life as well.
This yours?
Thanks.
Not broken?
No.
What I always say is, live it.
No.
Yes, darling. Oh, good. Will you be able to do your homework at Annabelle's? No, we haven't found her. Yes, I went all the way to the grocery store. But you know, my love, Nibbles is very resourceful. I think you have to have faith in her. You think she was happy in the cage? Daddy's very sad. He didn't mean to upset you. Yes, of course. You speak to him again. Listen, darling, we're worried enough already about your brother. She'll eat. She'll eat leaves, acorns, horse chestnuts. She'll find things. She knows what food she needs. Worms, snails, stuff that dropped out of trash cans. She's like us. She's omnivorous. See you soon, sweetheart.
Chen says that our creature, probably stuffing its face as we speak.
No.
What do we know?
学外国语文学系109级毕业公演在此画下完美的句点。在漫长筹备过程中，我们受到非常多的帮助。主办单位国立交通大学外国语文学系，协办单位国立交通大学教务处、学生事务处以及人文社会学院。特别感谢李佳如老师、邱胜清老师、陈俊佑老师、玄奘学生技术助理、学联会、校友会、外文系全体教职和学长姐、学弟妹、刘成生教授、张矮珠教授、林建国教授、系办公室周慧英小姐、陈月信小姐，以及平面摄影钟义谷、协助录影交通大学传科系事务组沈李远先生、中正堂管理员、语言中心上条纯慧老师、Lala Kitchen 交大店。感谢以下赞助：易森语言、美国教育资讯中心、大英国协教育资讯中心、贝多芬12矫正中心、财团法人台北市华视文化教育基金会、统一数位翻译股份有限公司、LTTC 财团法人语言训练测验中心、九市同学互联网、小舞台烘焙坊、NTE 创盛文教、白河德昌食用油、书林书店、东华书局、Hasona 宝顺纳管理顾问股份有限公司、Tipsy 曼轩葡萄酒专卖店、智光数位学院、1111人力银行、国信广告、Uber Eats、Ken Mac、在上、美满堂、Country and Strength、Studio 瑞典耳机、North Green 北欧极简手表、KKBOX、河堤上的猫、台东快乐海民宿、交大热情小七、金门北山古洋楼与北山古洋楼大阪店，以及赞助学长姐名单：张世宇学长、黄伟嘉学长、杨雅竹学姐、李欣平学姐、林燕芝学姐。接下来，让我们欢迎演员 Michael 李道云、Veronica 曾义恩。
I love it, love it, love it, uh-oh. So good it hurts, I don't want
Alan
it.
刘恩瑶
I
Annette 郭子
gotta
嘉。
have it, uh-oh. When I can't find the words, I just go. I don't
宣传
like
组
it.
组长马东升，组员杨昌宇、陈迪安，海外小天使吴诗涵。
I don't like it. No, I love it.
公关组组长张文柔，组员洪芷云、刘恩瑶。
Turn up, girl, blow the speaker. Yeah, think about it now, blow the speaker. I'll speak louder, let's get wild tonight. Billionaire bottles, we just down. I'm like, ain't
剧
no
本组
problem.
组
All
长
my
周
roads
天
are
宇，
right.
组员
All
曾
right,
义
all
恩、
right.
郭
I
子
don't
嘉。
like it, I love it. I got another coming in my budget. I got an anaconda in my trusty. Don't push it, don't push it. Cause I'm a
服化组感谢指导老师吴应瑞老师，组长李思荣，组员林轩德、严子瑜。
spend it, I'll spend it, cause I don't like it. I love it, love it, love it, uh-oh. So
技术
good
组
it
感谢指导老师
hurts, I
徐
don't
仲华老师，组长李子优，组员邱婉婷、卢品如。
When I can't find the words, I just go. I don't
舞台组感谢指导老师林海玉老师，组长薛家勋，组员李道云、叶简立新、叶真。
I don't like it. No, I love it. All night, let me groove ya.
导表组感谢指导老师张瑞明老师，导演曾义恩、刘云谦，导演助理罗安安，舞台监督卢品如。
Like a body nice next to my Tom Ford. Yeah, party all right, let's all aboard. Let's all aboard, all aboard. I don't like it, I love it. And I'm
行政组总务监督召集人罗安安，总召集人郑诗化。
You a star, baby, just know. Let's go to the mansion or the condo. That's go, perfect time, gotta let it flow. You know I'm watching, cause I don't like it.
再次感谢各位来宾的热情参与，各单位的热情赞助。交通大学外国语文学系109级毕业公演圆满落幕，在此下台一鞠躬，谢谢大家。
When I can't find the words, I just go.